Nick
What it
Gallo
is.
bringing it in, bro. How you doing, man?
Pretty good, pretty good. How are things with you?
Not bad. Just glad to see like we're bringing out the actual starters.
Oh yeah, get those
Um,
stars in the game, bro.
last game ended with Jeremiah Robinson-Earl missing a layup. I'm not saying it's connected, but he's no longer on the team. Too soon? Too soon for that one? All right.
I don't know. I'm sad to see Jeremiah Robinson-Earl go. But we got 2 second-round draft picks for him, I believe. So we'll take it. Listen.
I was concerned that it might be somebody else. So
what Sam Presti can do with these draft picks is move up in the second round and get players like Jay Will that'll be available there, and like
for sure, he
we
does a
said
lot.
at the very beginning is that these second-year players, they got 2 years to take a top 6 spot, top 7 spot. If they can't do that, it's just rough. What's up,
You're
Unc?
right. You're right. I shouldn't have made that joke. It was a preseason game. He's gonna be good. Jerry will be good.
Just hated to see him go.
I hate seeing it too. I mean, it reminds me of Isaiah Roby. I hated seeing him go. Bunch of the guys. The game's on now. What you ready? You going?
Oh yeah. You let me. What time you at?
The ball just went out of bounds. 11:44.
Me too. All right. Ain't no messing around with that today. We are fucking live, guys.
We got the new look Damian Lillard out there. I mean, new look Milwaukee Bucks with Damian Lillard's new look.
Same
green.
thing.
New looking green. Nice push shot by Chet from the free throw line kind of range. Nice.
Looks good.
Ball move and then gather.
Blue Gill, what's up?
What's up, buddy? Yeah, Brook Lopez doesn't look like he can guard him on that perimeter, bro.
I mean, how many 7-footers are going to be able to guard him when he does that? I don't know many. I mean, there might be one center in the league right now. I don't know, though. I was going to say maybe DeAndre Ayton, but I don't know. Like, I think he's too slow.
He is. Ooh, Shea, quick step back on Giannis down bottom of the net. That had great arc to it, bro.
Did you see that article I sent you about Lowe's?
About what?
Lowe's thing that he wrote about.
Oh, Zach Lowe?
Yeah,
No.
Zach Lowe's. The Lowe. Hold on here. I got to pull it up here before I start talking about it. He starts talking about the Oklahoma City Thunder, man. And the Thunder number 20 on his list. No. All right, so the Thunder are 13th on it, man. And he basically just talks about how good they're going to be, and he talks about possibly at 50 wins. Kind of crazy, man.
Yeah, dude. That's what we were talking about. People were calling us crazy, so we got to call him crazy.
Well, you look at good teams, you look at young teams and building teams, and
nice job by Giddey getting to the
switching
basket.
Hands there.
Physicality.
And you see the improvement on each of these players, and you say, how can this team not get there? Like, I understand people say, well, 8 more wins what they had last season's a lot, or even 10 more wins or 9 more wins. But when you look at it and you're saying, well, this team is improving, and Josh Giddey and Shea and J-Dub, and now we get Chet. I mean, there's just no way that you can't say this team is going to be at least 7 to 12 games better, just on paper.
Yeah. Well, Dort's left-handed layup there didn't look even like a prayer, man.
Mm. All right, Unk.
What a move by
Bluegill.
Shea, dude. Holy crap, dude.
Look nice, dude. Here's the thing about the West, though. It might be stacked, but the one thing that's the Achilles heel for the West is the age factor. All the really good teams don't have a lot of youth. They're 1 or 2 injuries away from having a devastating season. That's their problem. So they don't have benches. It's the stacked teams are weak in a lot of areas OKC strong in. So that's what makes me excited is which one of those are gonna end up being wins. Lakers.
It seems like it's a leftover of the last CBA where teams built, like 3 superstars and that was it.
That's when building a team just didn't make sense.
Nice cut by
Josh.
Giddy. Great pass by Shea.
You gotta love that shit, man.
That communication, because the angle Josh changed his cut right at the last second.
Yeah.
And Shea hung onto the ball, just like waiting for him to move toward the hoop instead of like passing. I don't know, man. There's just a lot of basketball intelligence. It reminds me of what John Stockton told us when we were talking to him.
Yeah.
About playing with like the dream team and how like you would just know the right play to make, and without even like having to see someone do it, you just know somebody would be there doing it. Somebody should backdoor cut right now and just throw it because you knew somebody was going to be cutting.
Bluegill, Portland is looking good for the position for the future. Absolutely. You look at them and Utah Jazz, I think they're in the same category right there. You've got young players. You've got an old center or older, mature center. And then you've got
Giddy does it again, man.
So good, man.
So strong.
He's going to get that matchup he likes, man. A lot.
Think about how much he would have scored last year if he had just done what he's doing right now, which is like finish around the rim and get really hungry when he gets close to the rim. He would have averaged 20, bro.
Oh, yeah.
18, 20, easy. Great block by Chet. What a block. Oh,
I can
Giannis.
block that.
Giannis getting it out there, showing people what an MVP looks like right now.
I mean, like, it's crazy. You see somebody like Chet and you say, okay, Chet has such a long way to go with his body, you know? I mean, that's not me dissing on Chet, but look at Giannis, look at Lopez. I mean, they're just so wide. And over the next 3-4 years, he's going to get there, but it's going to take him a while. Step in that. Yes. Drip, drip. Drop, baby. J-Dub.
What a pass. That's the most important pass in basketball there by Shea. Cross court, one-handed. So money.
Dude, it's got to be frustrating to the Bucks, man.
That's something that I think is definitely new for Giddey this year.
Yeah.
He's searching for contact. He's getting his shoulder low, and he's trying to find ways to initiate, knowing that if he can initiate contact, the defender's going to have trouble blocking his shot.
No doubt. No doubt, dude.
He already had that, like, he'd slow down his steps, but it was almost like he'd get into the lane and he was, like, trying to avoid contact. And then last year he was, like, looking for it, but he wanted to, like, get the foul called, right?
Yep.
And he was like, this year it's like, look for it so that you can then look for the rim and go into your slow motion, do both things at the same time. He's going to get a lot of and ones called this year. There's no doubt about that.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, like last year, the beginning of the year, Shea didn't get a lot of foul calls for him, and you got to look at that as a starting point, and then any of these other guys that are going to be coming through, whether it's Josh or J Dub, they got to earn their time. Like Shea wasn't averaging 10 free throws a game until he became an all-star level, and that's what I look at these other guys like Josh. Like he's getting to the lane, he's proving he can get there. J Dub, same thing. But they're not going to get to the foul line 7 times a game until next year. But they could get to that foul line 5 times a game, and you're in a legit position. But you got to earn those, man.
He could get a couple N1s, couple where he'd feel like he should have made the shot. 5 free throws a game. What a starting spot for like him to continue to improve that over the course of his career.
Absolutely, man.
Maybe like what Shea put up last year, about 10 a game, 9 or 10 a game.
Free throws?
Yeah.
I like, okay, beginning of the season, it wasn't 10, but like January on, it was like 10. So I don't know. Probably like 7 or 9. Someplace like that.
Yeah, I think 5 is a great goal for Giddey then.
I think it has to be. I think these guys, if we can get J-Dub, Josh Giddey, even Dort to the foul line, shooting 5 free throws a game, Chet's going to get there. I have no doubt that Chet will be at that foul line at least 4 times a game. So I think Chet could average 8 free throws a game, because here's the thing. Oh, that's a lot of free throws, but it's how we attack. That's what we want. That's the outcome we want. We want them to get in foul trouble. We want them to change the game in that way, throw them off balance. That's what Coach D does. So in order for us to do that, we have to get to the foul line a lot. And this team, like, I mean, again, most effective games you look at last year, we either shot the ball a lot and took a lot of shots, or we got to the foul line a lot. Those are the goals.
Yeah.
Pass Dort, keep it moving.
There's a nice finish by Chet, but he stepped out before. Where do you think the Bucks fit in? I mean, are they top 2 in the East?
I think when you have 2 guys like this, yes. And here's the thing. The Cavaliers are a young, deep team. They're going to be a problem for the Bucks. I think any team like that's going to be a problem. But where do I've learned in this new NBA, it's all about matchups, man. How far can a team go? It's all about the matchup. Is the 8th seed going to beat you if you're a 1 seed? Well, if this matchup's right, yeah, I will. The 7's going to beat the 2 seed easy, not a problem. So,
what's up, Wayne?
I don't know. I think that has a lot to do with it. Wayne.
All right, so Chet came out. Jang came in for him. First guy off the bench. I like that.
Guard set, bro.
Do you think that this is how Coach is thinking about the season? Like, bring Jang off the bench?
I think Coach C is bringing everybody off the bench, looking at every matchup, consistently trying to figure it out, because analytics is king, man. And if you have what type of defense they play and the schemes they have and all that other stuff, and you can figure out these little plays and all that stuff that work with it, yeah, man, it helps your team out a lot.
Jang with the steal, and then Shea gives it to him late, goes up and under and gives it to Giddey for a lane. I mean, I think I'm just guessing, but I think Jang might have earned himself a early rotation spot.
Anybody in the top 10 is going to have a good minutes, man.
Yeah, but like, there's something about this that feels like a dress rehearsal.
Yeah, I mean, I could
It
see
would
that.
shock me if Coach thought he was our sixth man. It would shock me.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I'm looking at this team and I'm saying he might be the sixth man at this moment, just because everybody's learning their spots. But I
How
mean,
far would that mean he came, though? I
I
mean,
mean, huge steps. But the reality, though, is that like I want to see what happens by game 30, because I have my own
yeah.
theory on
Well,
the team that's
Mitchich
going to be
and Jay Will, right?
Isaiah
I mean, that's the
Joe.
truth.
I mean, even Trey Mann. I'll be honest with you. Like I think Trey Mann's game, from what I've seen, has improved a lot. And the reason one of our listeners, Too Cool, asked me who I thought was going to get traded or cut, and I put Trey Mann there in the top three. And the reason is because he's a very tradable asset. If a team's coming out there and saying, we want Trey Mann, we're willing to overpay for him, Sam Presti's gonna have a hard time saying no to that.
I agree, but
I'm glad
I
he
don't.
hasn't, because I love Trey Mann. I want to keep him on the team as long as possible. He's deadly.
Hey, Campaign just came off the bench for the Bucks. I didn't know that's where he was playing. But yeah, I mean, I think maybe Campaign suddenly is a good analogy to Trey Mann. Like, I like Campaign. I liked we drafted him. It sucks that we couldn't keep him forever, but that's just how like life goes. And I'm happy to see him be really successful other places.
Yeah, I'm still
I mean,
heartbroken about JRE, especially playing in Houston next year. But, I mean, it's part of the game.
Bro, here's the thing, man. You as soon as Jay Will started playing well, you called it.
Yeah, I know.
Last year,
it still doesn't make it easier, man. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you mean, but like I think it's not about necessarily it being easy or anything. It's more about like the reality of a roster. And like when you see one player go up, like it does mean that somebody is going to have to go down.
Yeah.
Like it, and Jay Will, like it's I don't mean this to be like exaggerating and stuff, but like what Jay Will did last year was unprecedented.
Yeah.
Like his ability to shoot the three and take charges,
Sure.
like, and the fact that he's like, I don't know, it's just like you called it. I actually was in denial. I was like, no, that won't. What a block by Shea. Those weren't related, is what I thought, because they had different skill sets, but turns out they are. So
yeah, it's.
But like we said last episode, like we've hit on 6 of the last 8 draft picks in 2 years.
Yeah.
Like you can't hit on 8 of 8.
No.
And JRE is one of those guys that like supposedly we didn't hit on. I think he's pretty good. But Wiggins hits that bucket.
But I think when you look at our second round picks, is that like I said, they have what I would call a 2-year leash. You got 2 years to do something. If you can't get it done, then we got to move on. And I mean, yeah, I don't know, man. You've
called
hard.
that because of the salary cap and the number of picks we have. You've said that
we got one more.
One
more person's got to go, and that's the issue that we're sitting at. Like it's not like,
but like the 2-year leash, that thing. Explain that, because not everybody knows exactly what you mean. But you're right.
Sam Presti does his second round draft picks in a very particular way. He does a 2+1. A 2+1 is a 2-year contract guaranteed plus a single year at the end that they can guarantee, a team can guarantee. All right. JRE is entering that where they have to pick up his 3rd-year option, essentially. So any team that's going to ever want a second-round draft pick, this is like the best thing you can get right here, is because you can pick up his 3rd year, right? Or you don't, and he becomes a free agent, saving your team money. It's brilliant what Sam has done. So if you can't figure it out, you can't make the money, you can't do this, you can't do that, then you got to move on. 2 years and you're gone.
you've got to earn your spot on the team through whatever.
Do you
But in
remember?
that
Do you remember when I
time
told
frame,
you that the only way in the future for the getting on this team is through the G League?
yes.
And that was, a year and a half ago that I started saying that. And everybody's like, no, first round talent will never go through the G League. But this is the reality of what we're talking about. The future is the Oklahoma City Thunder is so deep and so thick, right? Like it's not going to be easy for anybody. I mean, you could be a first round draft pick, a top 10 pick in the league, and they're going to be saying to you, listen, man, if you want to get some PT and it's significant, you're going to have to play your first 30 games in G League this year. Get NBA ready. You might not even play this first year in the NBA. Like that is going to have to be their mindset. You're going to be signing up for a dynasty type team. You're going to be like, you know what? I don't give a shit. And the guys that they have, they're picking and they're drafting are all the same. They're all the same mentality is we want to win. Did Chet want to sit a whole year out? No. Did he have to? No. But he did because it was the best thing for the future.
What up? What up? What up, Sabbath?
Sabuth.
Yo, Jang he just proves everything you're saying right now. Time in the G League, preparing. I mean,
look at our guys: J. Will, Jang, Dort. Trey Mann, all these guys, man, every single one of them. And even Chet. He's working out every single day when he was injured, so he spent time there. It has to be part of it. There's no insult. Hey, you got to go to the G League because you didn't get minutes this game. Cool. Awesome. They play tomorrow night. Even better. To me, that's where this is going. And when you have a team this good and you consistently bringing in, everybody's like, oh, you cannot have this many draft picks and draft them. Well, guess what? Sam Presti shows you what he's doing. He trades some, moves up in that draft and gets some. And when he has to have a big draft, you'll see his year and he'll take 4 picks in that draft. That's what he does. And he's picking up for the next team. He's sliding players around. He's deciding where to go. Sam Presti's thinking about the next level at all times. That's what I love about this team and the way that these guys are playing. It's inspiring, man, because these guys are young and they're going to be looking at a team and everybody's going to start whispering what if this team is, what if?
so let's talk a little bit about this game, bro. This game has gotten ugly. We're up by 7 right now, but the Bucks' only offense has been Giannis dunking. 17 points, dude.
It's what Sabbath said right there. Deep and thick, man. This NBA is changing so much, man. If you're not deep, you're not thick, you're not getting the job done. You're welcome, Mark. Yeah, Usman's going to be amazing.
Sar getting some minutes. I like that.
When do you see? When do you think Mystics gets in the game?
Next. I would have said that a second ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I like it, man. If he's Shai's backup, man, that's sick, dude.
Shai's gonna play the full first, though, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he usually does, doesn't he? He's the only one that plays the full first because in the second quarter he doesn't come out right away, right? It's like 6 minutes in he comes in.
Right.
Dude, people used to call that a weakness on this Thunder team when Shai would come out. You put the right lineup in there, the right defense in there, the right offense in there, it doesn't matter. And the thing is that they can cover down on any position there.
Here's Lindy. I like that.
Dude, this is just the way I love it, man. The constant rotation.
3 steals already for Shea, huh, Sabbath? That's great.
Damn, Shea.
All right, so 48 seconds left. So there'll be 30 seconds left between the shot clock and game clock after our possession.
Shea's getting the double team.
Lost the ball.
There we go.
Charge.
Yep.
Waters.
There we go, Waters.
Woo! Giannis went for his MVP two-step, man.
He just went right through. What's up, Kevin?
And dude, that must have hurt. Oh,
Lindy wasn't going anywhere, man. I like that, dude. He picked his spot. He was methodical about that.
He went down. He waited for the contact and he went down.
Yep. Oh, that's money. That has to be. Oh, dude. Shea finding the dang open.
Dang open. The dang is open.
Jang doing the
What
dang.
a pass, dude. That's Shea's second cross court assist this fucking quarter, dude. You think his passing is taking another step? It seems to me like it has.
Well, how can it not when you have Josh Giddey and Mistich around you, man? Like, how can it not? You know, like you see these guys doing those passes, you're like, I think I can do that. And so you start working on it. But you got 2 of probably the 5, maybe the 6 best passers in the league on one team. It's going to be sick, bro. It's going to be sick. You get Mistich and Giddey. And when you put those 2 guys on the court at the same time, or even coming out and coming in for each other, you're just going to have somebody that's consistently moving that ball around. It's going to consistently keeping that upbeatness to the game, bro.
Could Shea be a top 10 passer in the league?
I think Shea's game is scoring, and I think that's the thing about it, is that I don't know if I want him to be a top 10 passer in the league.
But these cross-court passes we've seen this quarter?
Sure. But when I think of top 10 passers in the league, you're talking about guys that can average 7 to 10, 11 assists a game. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I'm seeing Shea do this, and I'm like he might be primed to have 8 assists a game.
I mean, he could, because the ball is hitting his hands more. Will hit his hands more in this.
And the other guys are going to knock down shots more.
I mean, I could see Shea getting 7 to 8 assists a game. I mean, if that's the case, man, it's somebody that averages 30 points in that type of assist, man. Like, shit, bro. It makes my brain hurt what you could do, man.
I know, and I get excited, and I'm a little like probably too amped watching this, but I'm just thinking like we didn't see this in FIBA that much because FIBA's quite different. But I definitely know he understands how much gravity he draws on the NBA court, and that's the next evolution. I'm not saying he's figured it out, but like, it's not like he needs to go out there and be like a maestro. But when teams overload, that off the dribble, one-handed pass that catches like J-Dub, Jang, Chet in rhythm.
Sure. And Shea's threading the needle is top quality as well. The one thing that I would like to see him improve on from last year is when he gets the lane and comes to a stop, I want to see that bounce pass get better, that he bounces, or finding a pass that works for him to get around the defender and make that a better opportunity for somebody to score.
Absolutely. But that's a lot of deflections out of that pass from him.
Yeah, that's the only thing that I would say that if he improved on it, I think you would see something magical. All right, Mistich is in the game. Isaiah Joe, Chet, Wiggins, and
Sar.
I love it, dude.
Catch and shoot for Joe.
Dude, that's just nasty, man. 30-22, 11-20 left, or 11-20 left in the second.
Giannis does Giannis. All right, so Mičić with the ball.
Watch him, dude. Just the way that he gets around the screens and is able to square his shoulders quickly. You know? Like, he's going to go off in a few games. All right, James, what are you disagreeing with, man? We love you too, though.
I disagree sometimes too, and I'm the one that says it.
We disagree with each other a lot.
And I have the policy about saying what I'm thinking. I just do it. So a lot of times it's not always that well thought out, but it turns out okay. So anytime somebody disagrees with me, I say I changed my mind on that, and I agree with you now too. Because I can't keep track of all the stupid shit I say.
I try to keep track semi of what I say stupid, so then I can try not to say it twice. But that doesn't always work.
It's really hard on me. I can tell, like, people kind of get worn out because I say the same story over and over again. So reminds me, like, the first time I took Xanax. Yeah. It was like 5 times. I kept being like, this is the first time I've taken Xanax. Yeah, and I just could never remember.
Yeah, it's like first time I took ecstasy. Same thing. I had to tell everybody. I met you at the McDonald's.
Remember. I never remember I tell people like stories until they say, you've told me that story before. And I'm like, you better tell me soon. Otherwise, I'm going to say it over and over and over again, though. Ooh, buzzer at the buzzer, no good. Shot clock violation, but Campaign hit that shot. Campaign, man. I gotta love that guy, man. He got out of the NBA for a while.
Yep.
Worked his way back in.
Yes, he did. Another great story, man. Oh, what the hell, Chet?
What a cut. What a finish.
Did you see how he just protected that ball? Like, dude. I haven't seen somebody do that in a long time, man.
There was no point where that seemed like it was going to work until it went in.
You know what that looked like? That looked like KD, man. See how quickly he gets the ball and like rips it. Hey, Mark. Hey, Mark. What's up? But how he ripped the ball just like so quickly just is reminding me of KD when he comes through.
Joe for 3. It did. And the fluidity. That's a big part of what made me think of KD too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess these guys grew up watching KD since they were little, so it makes sense that they have some of their game that translates, you know?
Yeah.
Was that Justin?
Oh, Joe again.
Dude, you can't stop him, man. And you spread that floor out and everybody's cutting and everybody's moving around. Like, that's the thing that's Isaiah Joe, it's going to highlight his game so well. He just disappears in a mass amount of massive players. Yeah, I was looking at the stats, man. All right. Did you see that J-Dub is technically, they say he's like 6'5"?
It doesn't surprise me that much.
No. But did you see him standing next to Shea? He's like an inch or two bigger than Shea, bro.
Really?
Man, I could be just the angle that I get the camera guy at. But, man, J-Dub looks bigger. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. We'll see him in a second out there together. But he just looked bigger. And I was like, what's going on? Like, Shea's listed at 6'6". Maybe he is 6'7", 6'8". And then if he's 6'8", then we're talking about elite size with his capabilities.
One second.
Sup, Blake? What do you got going down today, bro? Watering trees, like metaphorically, or like for real, watering trees.
I burned down trees in my small fires in my pipe. Pines, nice. Volcano.
I need to get a volcano. I've talked about for years, man.
I know, but like, it's never the thing to do if it's that or buy weed.
Good point. Good point.
That's why I never do it. I'm always like, I need one of those, but I just bought weed and I can't get that.
Yeah.
I got a Silver Surfer for my birthday last year.
Yeah, that's right. How's that? You
Or for Christmas. Was it for Christmas? Christmas.
Birthday. Thank you. All right,
Nice.
sorry. But I left that in Pennsylvania, so I could be vaping trees.
Yeah. That's a rough one. Ooh, OG skunk,
Nice.
man. Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. If you're not going to guard us, we're just going to shoot.
SARS dunk, bro.
Yep.
Yo, remember where he was last year?
I know, dude.
He looks like a different player. Everything about his game is more refined. Like his
Dude, I like the fact that Sara and Lopez got in it there, dude. And he stood up for himself. Didn't back down. I like it.
who SAR for 3, bro. Wow. Am I behind you now?
Yes.
My
Chat.
kid, I'm at 7:05. It looked like they just did
Yep,
something. I can
6:42.
fast forward. All right. Nope, I can't go forward anymore.
All right, cool. You count down for me.
7:04, 3, 2, 1, 7. 6:57, 6.
All right, we're good.
5. All right, Mitchich off Chet's head. Oh, Chet just and one. What a play.
Hell yeah, dude.
Dude, he just took it away from him, and then he lost on the way up, getting fouled, recovers, and finishes. That was incredible.
Dude, he's so like smooth.
our big is better than their big.
Dude, do you see what I'm saying though? Like how Chet looks small even though he's taller, but he looks small compared to Lopez.
Yeah, Lopez is thick.
I know, dude. They do say thick is better than tall.
I've heard that.
Basketball?
You like basketball?
Man, the defense is just so stifling. Even that shot, like he had a hand in his face, dude.
They called a travel on that?
Yeah, I liked it. It was a good call.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeti with mange. All right. Deal.
Ooh.
So, for Dame and Giannis, they're the best players that the other guys played with. I mean, no doubt.
Yeah, no doubt,
They're-
no doubt. And yes, Kevin, JRE has been traded with Victor Oladipo. We get Kevin Porter Jr., but we're cutting him immediately, leaving us one player to get rid of. What do you think, Kevin? Bluegill, Blake, who are we getting rid of? Who's the next guy to fall? Ooh, Dort.
Dort. Nice drop.
Basketball. I'm watching the Thunder. Go Thunder.
Yeah, I don't want to guess either.
Go Thunder.
Since we filled all the two-way contracts,
Go
that's that.
Thunder.
So it's a cut or a trade. Just wow. Rebounders everywhere, man.
Yeah.
That was a lazy pass, man. He won't make that twice.
I've seen him get away with that pass. Woo!
Wow.
Half court LU for J-Dub.
Who threw that, man?
I think it was Giddy. Oh, Mitchich.
Yes, dude. That's what I'm saying, man. I'm telling you guys, like having two of these guys is a complete and utter spoiled of every sense.
Baller, dude.
I mean, how do you guard that when it's a full court pass like that? Is there a way to guard it?
No. Because it was like a steal in transition, so it wasn't even like a element of like get back because they were in like this weird thing. So what happens? Like you send your big all the way to the basket and then you can guard that, but then you just shred it up on the corners. Like J-Dub wouldn't cut then. Like it's about understanding angles and getting the ball to the right angle quickly. So
Yeah.
But like, as I can say that, but I could never throw an alley-oop pass, especially from half court. So, like, it's one thing to like see the angle. It's another thing to be able to like put the right trajectory on it. Let your guy go up and get it.
Yeah. You're right, though, man.
Mark, what's happening? Oh no. Oh, he beat Rumble. Do you like Rumble? He won. Rumble. He today was the first time he noticed Rumble.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice, dude.
And he got all excited and he's like,
Dude. The stuffed animals that are real. What can you say?
"Do you love Rumble?" Yeah. Well, I mean, Rumble's never been like, I don't know, that big of a deal to me, but I've never been a kid, and I'm kind of like, he's sort of probably like a legend to little kids, so I probably should get him like a Rumble doll or
There
something.
you go. Nice bluegill. I remember that Oklahoma Storm, man. That was my team of my high school team. So we thought they
But
stole
Doug Gottlieb,
they thought they stole our name.
Doug Gottlieb, right?
Yeah. He played on the Storm.
He played Oklahoma State. College, right? So what was the Oklahoma Storm?
It was that like a not ABA team that we had, but
J-Dub corner 3. Yeah, okay, so NBL or
yeah, semi-pro. There it was. Yeah, the semi-pro team. Yep.
USBL. Okay, thank you.
It was.
I was thinking like SNU, they're Crimson Storm for a second, but I was like, no, Gottlieb played higher than that. But who was the other guy? Iris Nubel. I don't know who he is. Ira.
I couldn't even tell you where he played, honestly. He sounds familiar, but I couldn't tell you where.
Roy Jones Jr.
All right, here we go. What's up, Corey?
What's up, buddy? Yeah, Kevin. That's how I feel too.
Moves are coming.
It's funny
for sure.
because what? Go ahead, Dave.
No, I was saying like a move is coming for sure. Whether that is a trade, and if it's a trade, it's Trey, man. If it's not a trade, we're dropping somebody else. Who that player is, it's got to go about the money at that moment, you know.
It's always like you have like a little hierarchy of like the players, and then there's players that you're in denial about. It takes a little while, but Dave, you always look at the drafts, like what draft was he in?
Yeah, I mean that's what Sam. I mean, I'm assuming that's what he's doing. It's talent. If it's not talent, it's money. If it's not money, it's fit. You know, it's like a dating app almost.
Great job by J-Dub pushing the ball on a great cut by Giddy. They're good, bro.
Yeah, dude. And we don't, Kevin, on your defense and our defense too, like we're not sitting there at the practice and all that other stuff. We're just seeing them at games and interviews. That's it. So for us to say that this is happening, or experts in any stretch of the imagination, I mean, I can't say that for sure. And I know that there's a group of 5 players that you can kind of assume it's one of those 5. But after that, man, it's a crapshoot. And JRE and Victor were both on that. They're on that list I did. I made a list for Too Cool, one of our last live show. So yeah. See, I don't want to cut Jack White. Mark and I talked about this today on the
It's not
phone.
gonna be Jack.
Yeah, I don't think it's Jack. I don't think it's Wiggins.
If Jack was on the chopping block this early, they would give him a lot of time right now.
Yep, you're right. And by the way, this is something to think about too, Mark. So JRE was traded, right? But he wasn't our only second round, or only second rounder from that draft. Obviously, Wiggins was too. So keep that in mind as we're moving forward. If it's draft that he's doing as well, like he doesn't want to isolate one draft too much to make numbers off like that. You never know.
Wiggins is good, bro. That's my assessment.
Yes, I agree, man.
I think he's like
He's a great piece.
nice pass by Josh. Nice bucket
Dude,
by
Chet.
Chet. Bam, bam,
Giddy to
bam.
Chet, baby. God, I love that.
Like Wiggins to me fits that Kenny hustle mode.
Yeah, dude.
When you hit me up because we traded Jerry, you're like, you're not gonna like this. And I thought for sure it was Wiggins at that moment.
Yeah. I don't know. I know I said it earlier that JRE is our most, and Victor Oladipo are our most two guys that we could get rid of the easiest. But I don't know, man. I just liked JRE. I liked his mentality, the way he led. So for me, it's going to be sad to see him go, especially playing on the Houston Rockets. But if any locker room needed him, Houston will, and maybe Houston fans will embrace him the way he should be. So
Yeah, it's the right type of leadership. All right, so we got 40 seconds left in the quarter. Up 6.
all right, and I'm going to be dipping out just before halftime starts, Mark. So you make sure you go get some smoke on.
All right, you're dipping out right now?
No, after
Okay.
halftime. So
All right, cool.
got to wake up at 5 a.m., bro.
For sure, bro. For sure. How well, I guess I can just end it on the stream side.
Yeah, you just cut it out whenever you're done.
I don't need to stop the recording though. That'll just be fine.
Yeah. I'll just leave. The recording
Yeah.
will keep it going.
All right. Cool. All right, so 5-point game. Giddy just hit that runner kind of vibe. Giannis with 10 seconds left for the Bucks. Here he goes. Illegal screen by his brother.
Oh yeah, dude. All right, so would you rather get in a fight with Giannis's brothers or Jokic brothers?
Giannis's brothers.
Oh, easy, man. I don't think I would live if I had to go up against Joker brothers.
I'd be afraid it wasn't over after the fight with them.
You mean like the Conor McGregor thing, bro? Chased you down in your tour bus?
I didn't hear about that one all the way, but yeah, something like that. Oh, Giannis took it from Chet and dunks it.
Nope.
Count it.
I don't know, man.
It seemed late, but the ref counted it. Obviously, they'll review it 50 times. I'll catch up with you in a bit.
All right, man. You enjoy your smoke.
All right.
Man. I know. That's not going to count. Joker Brothers are just straight up crazy. And then you hear what they do and say during games. It's insane to me. Shit's crazy. Yes. Yes. Volk. Yeah, Unc, if you go to the description of this podcast, so let me pull up the description real fast here. If you pull up the description, in the description, you see the link where it says next to that little stop sign. Click that link right there, guys, if you want to call in. Do so at your own risk. But no, we love to talk to you guys, and the description is pretty easy. Let's do this right here. Let me see if I can find that then. People. Boom. All right. There we go. The link there is up for a second time. No, this is, preseason game. Get to see more of our lineup the way it's going to be going. I like to see this. This is exactly the type of mentality going out there, shooting, passing, getting to the hole that we like to see. Obviously, when you have 15 guys, and at this point, I think we play 12 or 10, rotating in and out, this is where things are gonna get crazy because you consistently throw different angles and different things at people, really make them stop and rethink. Don't play certain guys and then come back in the second half and play them. Like I fully expect to see Bertans and Jack White out there. I think they cause different issues than Jay Will and Chet. So to me, this is going to be a really a fun time to be able to see how everything mixes up. Yeah, man. Colum, I agree with you on that one. Whether running an island or getting beat up by the Joker brothers, which would completely annihilate you. I think of like the cartoon characters. I don't know who it was, but the ones that used to pound the ones into the ground. That's what the Joker's brothers, I feel like, would do to me. They would just annihilate completely and not feel sorry about it afterwards. And Dan, the Rockets gotta love us right now. Like getting rid of Porter like that, and they didn't have to do much to get rid of him. Gave up 2 second rounders and got JRB. Yeah, that's a good deal. Play careful, man. You never know who's reading this. The Island brothers are Giannis's, not the Joker brothers. All right. Chet is amazing. Team player, hooper, defender, the things he does with the balls in his hands. It's really great. Good stuff, man. Oh, I know who the Island Boys are. Yes, I do. um, yeah. See, Dan, that's a really good question to ask. Chat GPT or a lawyer. I don't know what second degree strangulation is. Like, I don't know. It's a good question. So, yeah. Robert, how are you, man? All right. I agree with you, James. Usman Jang is going to be a 3-point shooter, but I think what excites me about him is that it's not going to be limited to 3-point. He can drive, incredibly effective driving. He rebounds. He doesn't mind crashing the boards. That's what excites me, is because when you got a player that's willing to do all those other things and you put him into um, somebody that can shoot threes and score at will at the size he is, development is key. I mean, he could turn into something that is, third or fourth best player on our team as time goes on.
All right, Blue.
No,
See you later, bro.
Unk, I gotta say this, man. I asked Mark about that earlier today. We both sat there and we both like, nah, Poku's not gone. So I said, Mark, do you think Poku's gone? Mark and I both said at the same time, like before we could even answer anything else. It's like, no, Poku's not gone.
He played really good last year.
Yeah, he did. He really did. And he changes the dynamics to everything else that's happening, because he can play small forward, power forward, or even, center when we need him to. And more so the middle of the zone. If you think about our middle of our zone, it's key to having a guy that is a good shot blocker in the middle. And so you put Poku in there, you put Chet in there, and then you put a J Will in there to take charges. It creates a huge issue and a power vacuum of sorts. Jack White has to make the team. Jack White has to make the team.
That's how I feel.
I don't know, man. I think there's a trade happening behind the scenes right now. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Because
got to be Trey Mann, dude. That's the only one I can think of.
I want to see Trey Mann on this team. I want to see him playing in the future of this team. But again, it's a contract situation. Trey Mann needs playing time, and he needs to make a contract, and that's the one thing we can't guarantee him right now is playing time. So Sam Presti knows this, and unless Sam Presti can offer him 15 to 18 minutes a game, and he's just not going to get that right now.
They're showing all these jersey swaps.
Do you think that
on
they're
NBA
waiting
TV.
to cut anybody until we get right to before the season to make sure nobody gets injured? I mean, that makes sense, right? Why would you go cut early?
What up, Big Mike?
Well, and that's what I'm saying, Big Mike. But
What
he
up,
deserves to get
Hustle?
15 to 18 minutes a game on a team right now. And it kind of sucks that like we can't guarantee him for that. %, Hustle D.
What circumstances would need to take place for him to get, like you're saying, an injury? That's pretty much it. Like, unless he's showing something in practice that like we still haven't seen yet.
Yeah. I just think that when Sam Presti went out and got Bertans and White, he replaced one definite forward. And then, I here's the thing. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a player. It could be like a player like Kenny Hustle getting traded either. I wouldn't want it because he plays the 5 position so well. I mean, 1 to 5 so well. Probably the best in the NBA that can play 1 through 5. And not just 1 through 5 effectively, but incredibly effectively. So I don't want to see him go, but he's got a $27 million contract, and for the future of this team, you got to look at all those contracts as which ones are keepable and which ones aren't.
Be good. Be good, dog. So if there was a different trade that we're not thinking of, what would it look like if you were thinking?
I mean, I think if you're looking at it, a Trey Mann and Kenny Hustle trade would make sense. A team that's competing and trying to get some big time wins right now. You get a young asset that's going to be good for it in the future. Then you get a player that's 26, 27, ready to play. I don't want to see Kenny Hustle leave, but if you give us the right opportunity, the right deal for it, it would be hard to say no to that. So I'm saying no to that. But for now, like nothing else. Like I just look at it, guys. Look at the end of the bench and say which guy are you going to get rid of? Like it's hard. Because none of them you want to get rid of. And it's like, okay, but one of them has to go. But then we can sit here and say, well, is it worthy of Trey Mann? Is it the one player who hasn't played in Summer League, Poku? Is it like we can sit here and it's crazy. And I told Mark after this trade happened, I'm like, man, I'm so glad it's 2, not 3 still. Because now the impossible task actually feels like it's a plausible task. Yeah, Antonio, I like White. I want to see White stay. And James, you could be right. You could be right. James White does get to stay, but I want to see him, man. I like him. I like him a lot. I like his style. I think he gets developed into something nice.
He's definitely an investment, but you're investing in him maybe becoming the future Kenny Hustle.
No more second round picks. More deals need to bring in future ones.
I don't know. I think there's we talk about Dave and I talked about this a lot, but there's like two lanes, right? You got the first round lane, you got the second round lane.
Yeah.
I think Presley maintains the second round lane opening. I
Yeah.
think that's a big part of what JRE leaving was about, is like there's a chance for second round picks, good value. And look at what Wiggins did with that chance. Look at what Jay Will did with that chance.
You got 2 years, man. If you can help the team and figure out a way through, look at what Jay Will did in 1 year. You know, it's possible. And these second round picks, if you give them an opportunity and they make it through, cool. If you don't, then I'm sorry. Got to move on as quickly as possible. Cut the ties. But right now, we still got a ton of second round picks that we're working through and undrafted players. So some of those undrafted players are two-way contracts, but still, it's kind of we're just so good all around. It just makes it difficult. So,
all right, bro.
All right, man. You guys have a good time. Thank you.
Talk to you.
See you guys later. Bye, Mark.
See you, bro. All right, so technical free throw shot by Dort for some imaginary reason. Not quite sure why, but moving on, we're up by 6. Lindy or Joe, if it came down to one of the two. I'm keeping Joe. As much as I think, like, I love the story of Lindy Waters, and I think he could contribute. I know Joe can. So that's not even that hard for me. Wiggins, Dort, Will, even JRE, Johnson. Yeah. Dan, that's exactly what happened. It was like dominoes. Dort, nice drive. That was acrobatic. Yeah, like Big Mike, I know what you mean, but two ways are valuable in a situation when the rosters are overloaded. So, all right. Dub going to the free throw line there. Every year there's a couple of second rounders that end up being really good. First round pick quality on really good team friendly deals. Yes, but Dan, Bertans is a 1 year situation for us because almost no matter how well he plays, I don't see him being with us next year with his expiring contract coming up. That's a lot of money. It'll be worth a first round pick, even if he doesn't contribute. Oh, Jay Will misses a free throw and gets the offensive rebound, lays it in. All by himself. I mean, it was just him. That was awesome. So Bertans is a rental. Good deal for us. Got no problems with that, but I just don't anticipate him being around. So I think Waters is the long-term plan for the Thunder. I really kind of have that feeling. I guess like they've also shown that too, but J-Dub getting to the basket. We'll keep him this year, Dan, but next year, that's a lot of money that'll just be expiring. So I think we'll do the same thing we did kind of like with Mike, which was like, I guess Mike was around for a bit longer. So maybe, I mean, it could be longer, but I mean, this isn't news to anybody, but he had to take a fraction of that money. Like, I think it's like owed 17 million or something crazy. So he got a ridiculous contract. If he were to be willing to like make it known that he would play on a minimum if he stuck around, maybe. But like I've been eyeing that as an expiring worth a first round pick on its own if you can just get it there. Got to stick it out for a year. But it turns out he's probably going to be able to help us in the meantime. Yeah, and sometimes it happens. Like they realign things. Like Big Mike, like we don't know. You don't know. Sam Presti's like a magician with like creating extra spaces that didn't exist before. What's up, Smithson? All right, so we're up by 6. I don't think the Bucks have ever led. Dame maybe hasn't scored. I think that's correct. And I don't know. Shea's doing Shea things. Got all the big alley-oop by Mitchich to J-Dub from like half court. We're clicking. Not just because the Bucks are off, but because it just feels like we're starting to come into like regular season form. Big game for J-Dub, really. Giddy's played really nice. Shea's played really nice. Chet's looked nice. Dort's played good. So all our starters have been playing great. Our benches look nice. Giannis is tough to stop, but that's about it. Woo! Big dunk by Chet. I looked away and I missed the pass. I'm sure I'll see a replay though. What's up, buddy? Where are you going? Whew. Yeah, but like you never know, Mike, about the hustle guy, the undrafted guy, the guy that doesn't quit. That like Sam says, like you represent the team the way that we want to be represented. There's like a special lane for the Nick Collisons. So sometimes I'm quick to like crown somebody the next Collison and say like he gets that spot, but that's where I look at Lindy Waters' story and I'm like, that's a big part of it. Take a pay cut for part of a dynasty. I mean, yes, but how much? All right. I wouldn't take a $17 million pay cut if I was only going to earn $20 million in a year at most. So, like, there's always a limit. That's my dog. Say what's up, dog. Ruff. Ruff. Terry Stotts is on the bench there for Milwaukee. I like him. He's a good coach. I thought Terry Stotts did a hell of a job with Portland. Yeah, Big Mikey for sure. He's got that length, and they're just kind of like put pressure on him, and we'll help at the basket if we need to. All right, so we only got a 1-point lead right now, but we got the ball. We got our starters out there. And Giddy hits a little push shot in the paint there. So nice 3-point lead here. Ooh, Dort goes down. It's an illegal screen. I didn't see the call before it happened, so I'm just going to go with Dort's really good at drawing that call. Come on. That's why Portland wanted him. You talking about Stotts or Dame? Obviously, kind of like seems like crazy that Stotts is there and Dame's there now. Oh, Dort, yeah. They did. I thought they were going to pull the trigger on that last year. Try to make Dame happy and get Dort and Jeremy Grant. They went with Grant. All right, we're getting to see the Josh Giddey highlight package now. I mean, you think about with Giddey, like that game against the Pelicans, I think he put up 30 in that play-in game. I wondered after that, I was like, where's he gonna like is he gonna pick up where he left off here? Obviously, he's not gonna go out and like come out and average 30, but from an aggressive perspective, like I felt like it was the beginning of something. So he has 14 in the first half, and it's kind of feels like he didn't even really like do anything outside of what he does. Like he didn't really stretch himself at all. He just went out there and put up 14 and a half. And he starts out with another 2 in the third. So I guess, the third's been going on for a minute. So maybe he had a couple of those in the third, but and one kid. He's nice, man. $12 at the half. All right, yeah. He's like a walking triple-double threat and starting to figure out just like his pure ability to get to the basket and still have ability to like explode just enough to finish. I mean, it's really impressive. Yeah. A 6'9" minus athleticism. But somehow two players that aren't that different in the when we look back at their career stats. Their games are different in every way possible, but I think career stats are going to be remarkably similar. Shea, catch and shoot 3. Thank you, Kevin. Giddey leading all points, rebounds, and assists. Travel on Shea. Yeah, I mean, I'd say he's been contesting them. I wouldn't say he's necessarily out of position. It's just a lot of team rebounds, long rebounds, but I wouldn't say there's anything noticeable wrong about his rebounding. It's not like he's like cherry picking or not a part of it. And that one rebound, I think, they call it travel on Giddey. Dang. He probably had another rebound that they might have given him a steal for, but it might have been a rebound, but it ended up being an and one. So yeah, Giddey traveled. Yeah. That Westbrook prime. Whoo, and one. Yeah, Josh. That'd be incredible. All four of the core dropping 20 a game. I mean, I could see it. It's going to take a little bit longer for some of these guys to get there, like on a per game basis. But like, yeah, why not? They've got that level. Westbrook's prime. Yeah, I could talk about that all night. What a steal by Dub. He gave it back. He gave it back to Giannis. Got it back, but he just took it right out of Giannis's hands, man. What a steal! Nobody does that. Nobody. Chet for 3. Great pass by Shea. For sure. Yeah, they look like they're stuck in quicksand. I was telling my kids like the other night about Westbrook's MVP season and how going into that game in Denver, he needed to score a little bit. No, he needed some assists, I think is what it was. It wasn't any scoring. To get that triple double, it was all assists. He needed like I think 8 or something. Anyway, he goes on to set the record and hits a buzzer beater to beat Portland and knock them out of the playoffs. And the fucking Nuggets fans gave Russ a standing ovation. even though they got knocked out of the playoffs. I always wondered if I could do that. Like if I had the guts to like give another team best player doing something like that a standing ovation, I probably would have to, but it would be a gut check. And I've always respected the shit out of Denver fans for doing that because that was pretty cool. But I think that kind of sums up Russ's like how special he was. That was a moment that like you could never imagine. You couldn't even write it. It would be too unbelievable for like a book or a movie. But special years with Russ. It's hard to even imagine because like all those numbers were spectacular, the scoring and everything, but the athleticism coupled with it all, the dunks, the incredible moments. Yeah, whatever. Never forget that shit. But man, I love this team. This team is different. Legend, man. It was incredible. And there was such a long run of elite athleticism. Like, obviously, that end of his career it hasn't been like, it's tough for your body to hold up. But for as long as he did it, I mean, I grew up, I had a lot of respect for Allen Iverson and what he did. But, like, Russ did it above the rim for so long, and he's still doing it. It's just incredible. Not that different in size. I think Russ was quite a bit bigger, but not that much. It just he had more like a linebacker body than AI. Was pretty frail. What happened at the Lakers? What happened at the Lakers? I don't know, but I started thinking his career might be over there. Sometimes playing with LeBron can be really hard for certain players. LeBron likes players who play off the ball really well. And I think the Lakers fans sort of like allowed the idea of Russ when he got there, kind of like to let them. Oh, and one for J-Dub. Great pass by Shea. I think they let the idea of Russ, like a lot of fans in the NBA had kind of come up with an opinion of him. And so when he got there and he was prone to make like big time mistakes, multiple turnovers and stuff, they let it like they started booing him, which let Russ just be like, what the hell, And it just kind of like went downhill. And luckily the Clippers were sitting there being like, okay, well, we're not going to be like that. And they fixed that shit and he's had a good time. So I just think sometimes people like can anticipate bad and then they can start manifesting it. And I think that's what Lakers fans did. They just started manifesting the worst traits in Russ. And as a Lakers fan, as a Thunder fans, there was a time when it was all like KD's team and Russ was like, he had a lot of Thunder fans who were treating him very similar to the way Lakers fans did. He'd shoot a three and people would yell, he'd have a turnover and they'd be like, they'd get really angry at him. They'd like, throw a lot of KD. Like stuff like that would happen in the stands. And Russ would get upset. Like he didn't hide that. So I do think that like it was something that was prevalent early in his career. And for the most part, fans stopped doing that in Oklahoma City and it just like it went away. I think he got past it, and then all of a sudden it started haunting him again. And with the Lakers, it just was like some of those same things we saw with the Thunder, where it was like, sometimes like it's like Russ, it was like he'd strike out or hit a home run, and Lakers fans were just like, "You're not allowed to strike out. You've got LeBron on your team, so no strikeouts, so no home runs. Just play medium basketball and do medium things." And Russ is like, "I don't do that." Yeah. And then there was like Russ started talking about how like kids at his kid's school were like making fun of his kid and calling him Westbrook and stuff. Um, I was like, Russ just needs to like let it go and ball, but it obviously he couldn't, and it just got under his skin, and that was evident if you watched it. It's just like so. Big rebound by Giddey there. So we're up by 13 with 2.5 minutes left in the third. Ooh, Giddey and Chet combo. I think Joe got there on that charge, but they didn't give him the call. It's a good one, Sabbath. It is. I feel like about 3 minutes ago, it was a 2-point game, and now we're up by 15. Yeah, he's got his little tykes, but his aunt bought him like the office little tykes, so he's got Jim and Pam and the whole crew. Mark, can I see Jim? Bring me Jim. Can I see Dwight? I want to see Jim and Dwight. All right. Here's Jim, everybody. He loves Pam. Jim loves Pam. I'm showing the computer. Those are where my friends are. Oh, what do you got? You got Belle? Oh, Belle and Jim. They've been making out. Pam's going to be pissed. Yeah?
Yeah.
Where's Dwight? Go find Dwight.
Yeah.
In the box?
Yeah.
Come here. Mitchich, Waters, Jang, Joe, and Wiggins. So many combinations. You got another Bell? Oh, cool. So many interesting combinations. Waters got a steal. I think he turned his ankle. Did he? No, he's fine. He's fine. Just turn it over. And he punching the walls. Anger management. And he didn't make the cut for the kit. In fact, quite a few of them didn't make it. It's pretty much Michael, Pam, Jim, and Dwight. You found Dwight? Let's see. And we have Dwight. Joe hit a baller 3 there. There's our Dwight. The other ones have gone missing through our travels. But he's hung on to Jim, which to him is by far the most important one because he listened to a book on tape about Treasure Island, and the main character's name is Jim. So I think he thinks that Jim is the same Jim. Uh-oh. Yeah, you try to close my computer. That was not cool. Hey, Mark, what does Jim say?
Ho ho.
Yo ho ho and a bottle of
Rum.
rum. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure he thinks that's the same Jim, which is pretty legendary since he's never seen The Office. Why not? Lucky him. Yo ho ho and a bottle of
Yes.
dun 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 dun. A hat. Yeah, it'll ruin all of his childhood memories. He'll be like, I thought that they were cool, and now you guys they hang out in office all day. Yeah. Nah. I love The Office. I got to get him. The kids watching. The older ones are like, they've watched a few episodes, but it's been a while. Got to start at the beginning. Creed would have to make the cut on the extended collection. And what's his? Oh, you found Cinderella? Okay, cool. Oh, careful. What's his BJ Novak's character in the Office? I can't remember it right now. Kelly's guy. Ryan. Yeah, you're probably doing something we don't want you to do right now. Yes, Dan. And Stanley and Kevin. I wouldn't mind having Kevin. Careful there. What's his name in HR? I forget his name, but I know Michael hated him. Toby. Yeah, there you go. Good times. I just I was living in the Scranton area recently. Why are you the way that you are? But they do have a office store in Scranton. But I did not go there. I need to go there next time I'm there. I have a car there and a few things I need to go get. Berton's deep three, no good. Will Ferrell, I'm trying to remember his character. See, I didn't watch like past, I think, season 4 that much. I need to, but I started watching the British version, and then I never finished all the US ones, but Berton's catch and shoot, Mitch's assist. Boom. Bertans with a steal. So we got a 20-point lead. Mitchich, Jang, Bertans, Johnson, and Waters on the game. And Waters hits another 3. yeah, the defense has become a huge point of emphasis. And when you have a point of emphasis like defense, um, it gives you this really interesting edge in a place like this in this preseason, because your coaching staff isn't saying like, okay, guys, we're up by 23, play less hard defense. Like every one of these guys knows the next 10 minutes and 15 seconds, they're supposed to play as hard as they can on defense the whole time. And I think that's significant for a young team. No Wallace today. Not seen him yet. All right. What a pass by Mitchell. Somehow threaded the needle, and Johnson lays it in traffic. Yeah, we're looking great. I hope Kenny's good, man. I know he tweaked his back the other night. All right, Waters is out and running. Lays it in, timeout for the Bucks. Yeah, I mean, he was a good player defensively. I don't think anybody was thinking about defense when they got Dame. It was like, oh yeah, he's a better player. But I mean, Drew's a very good defender. I believe it, Dan, but somewhere around a year and a half ago, I stopped counting because it's just like the only thing that matters is like the next, like how many picks we have coming up. Okay, so All-Star, yeah. But it's hard. That's really hard to do as a rookie. That list is crazy short. You almost have to be a starter. Like you said, right as I was about to say it, not starter. You almost have to be a starter as a rookie to get into the game. It's that hard. They make it so hard. So unless you have like millions of people who are going to vote you in to starting, I mean, because here's the thing, Blake, like voting doesn't count the same for the bench. It almost doesn't count. It's like weird. It's like they change the percentage of the vote. Like starters are almost 100% fan, or it used to be that way. So like if you were like a superstar, you could get in, but I think they got afraid that like too many players from countries that had like one player would get in, so they started like leveling out the vote with like other qualifications and stuff. So and that's the thing what Sabbath is saying is probably true, because the way that it's all about promotion, right? Like Jack could be having a better year, but everybody's like all over Wemby's dick. So what does it even matter? Because they're only going to give 5 spots to people who have like a really good, like equal shot. And it's not really equal because it's all about name recognition for voting. So yeah. it's a shit show. He's gonna have to basically he's gonna have to just beat out Wemby, which I find it to be really hard to do when ESPN's seriously showing Wemby highlights Chet doesn't even belong in the game. That's gonna be on them to figure out. It would be fucking hilarious though. Wemby's plays in the All-Star game, but Chet wins MVP. I mean, wins the Rookie of the Year. I mean, that type of stuff could happen just because fans can be fucking stupid. That was a travel. Why didn't they fucking call that shit? Damn, they're on a run now. Still 13-point lead, but yeah. Exactly, Sabbath. It's like if you know it's rigged or not rigged, but it's predetermined going in, I guess that does feel rigged, but it's not necessarily rigged. It's just maybe the Spurs decide to load manage Wemby into next year. That'd probably be the best chance though. Exactly. And it's obnoxious because it's all hype. And it's I love the people oh, well, maybe Chet's a better player now, but Wemby's a better prospect. I don't think those couple of inches are going to be that career defining. I think it's about what you do. It's your brain. It's about how you hoop. Wemby's got a nice 3-point shot, though. I'll say that. But the rest of his game, I'm that's going to take a lot of work. Luckily for him, when he figures it out, he's got some advantages that you can't really explain. Just have to see. Right, which would be the worst case scenario. I hate seeing that type of stuff. It hurts, man. Even a player like Markelle Fultz, who didn't necessarily end his career or have some ridiculously major injury. It just hurts when you even think about it. It's so much potential, so much opportunity. Take out 2 number 1 picks in one fall. What time on the clock? We got 7:12 on the clock right now, Kevin. For 13-point game. Well, then back-to-back threes now for the that one guy on the Bucks. I don't know who he is though, so that's embarrassing. Jang cross-court hook pass. That was cool. Yeah, he is. He's really dope. Yeah, Sabbath. It could be one for the records. I mean, it could be one of the greatest showdowns ever for that. And there's been some great ones. And I love it. They play similar positions, similar style games. They're different. I'm not saying they're the same, but it's a beautiful time to be a basketball fan. Yeah, and I think we just got to be consistent and be bullshit. Call bullshit when you see it. Fuck that. They want to. We got our guy. We like our guy. More importantly, we got our squad. Bertans for 3. Like, that's the thing we always say when it comes down to Wemby and Chet. Like, we can make comparisons all day, but nobody is comparing teams. Like, oh, yeah, like your rookie, our rookie. Like, our rookie is our 4th best starter. And he might be better than that. He might move his way up. Their rookie is their only player. So we got an all-NBA starter. Nice job by Sar. I think that was a Trey man pass. Yeah, Blake, I like that comparison. Lindy, deep 3, no good. I thought for sure he was gonna hit that one because Kevin said he's looking good. I was like, all right, Lindy's gonna hit the next shot. But yeah, he is looking good. Oh, really? That'd be nice. I already wanted Jack to score, but now I feel like I need him to score. All right. So what do we got for next game, guys? I honestly tell you the truth, I don't even look at the upcoming schedule. I just ask the chat. So don't lie to me, because I'd miss the next game if you did. Me either. Yes, Blake, it was. And it might, if you think about how many good drafts the Thunder have had. Thursday, Detroit. Thank you, Unc. Okay, Tulsa. That'd be dope at the BOK Center. Yeah, for a team like the Thunder, to be the best draft in a team history like the Thunder with such a loaded history, I would say it might be one of the best drafts in any team's history ever. Historically, it might be the best draft of all time. It's going to take a long time to prove that. That's not something you can just come out and automatically say. But if Chet and J-Dub both end up as all-stars, you're talking like a small group of teams that could ever say they got 2 all-stars in one draft. You throw in a Jay Will, like, yikes. You throw in an Usman Jang, it gets really wild. I would say sometimes entire drafts don't have 4 players that good. Woo, alley-oop, out of bounds, and one. What a pass. What a play by Waters to White. Under the basket from a very, very weird angle. What a big thing. Wiggins. Yeah, Wiggins was year before, but big fan of Wiggins. Like I'd be really, really disappointed if we didn't keep Wiggins. Yeah, it was also a very good draft. Wiggins will save basketball. Mitchich, what's he have, like 1 from a free throw or something? Best GM at drafting for sure. Ooh, another bucket for White, and this time another pass from Lindy Waters as an alley-oop. See, I get it. Jack White hasn't shown a lot yet in the preseason, but this is, to me, the type of guy that you want to have on your team. You got to just make room for them. Do all the little things, do all the right things. What? No look. No look. I love it from Waters. Yeah. And that's the thing. You got to be committed to giving him minutes, too. It can't just be like a one-sided thing. But we've been consistent about that with the Thunder over the last few years. It's like, we will give you minutes. Coach Dagnall, I think, is the best we've ever seen with the Thunder, who says, like, development all the way down the roster is really important. And we're not going to be like 10 deep. Yeah, it's funny. I never watched White play in college. So back in the day, I used to like watch all the Duke games and everything, but I pretty much just watch Thunder games now. That's it. So even though he was a captain for Duke, I had no idea who he was whenever we got him. So I was at a big disadvantage. Like the first time I saw him play was when I was watching FIBA. He was out there with Australia. I was like, wow, this guy can play. Like people told us, they said, all he does is knock down threes and dunk. And I was like, sounds fun to me. But then you see it and it's like, it's beautiful. I got to tell you, Antonio, the truth. The moment I realized I wasn't a Duke fan anymore is that game, the national championship game against Butler. Gordon Hayward shot that shot, and I was like, I want that to go in. I realized I wasn't a Duke fan. It's embarrassing, but it's a true story. So when he shot that ball, I was like, I want that. I want that ball to go in, and that's it. Game over. Couldn't lie to myself anymore. I'm like, I like underdogs. And there was a long time when Duke was the underdog, and then they became Goliath. And I was like, I don't want to fucking stop cheering for underdogs. I don't want to stop cheering for underdogs. And so I had to let it go. It was fun to cheer for Duke. It was like, there was a time when they were, and then it just, by then they had been not an underdog for quite a while, but you kind of like, it's like a frog being boiled in hot water. You don't notice that all of a sudden you're cheering for the favorite. So yes, UNLV, Larry Johnson, Grandmama. Exactly. That was some great shit. That was like Coach K had been to the Final Four a few times. People were talking about how they may not be able to ever win it. He wasn't the big time coach. I think I'm getting the timeline right. Hopefully I am. Otherwise, I'm just making shit up. But I feel like that's the right time. UNLV, they were good. I think they had Stacey King. Who else? I don't know. No, I would say this about that. I would say there's never a moment where Oklahoma City, as a city, won't be the underdog, no matter how many rings that we have. And it was different. I didn't really have anything connecting myself to Duke. I guess when I was like a high school kid, it was like, well, I mean, it just seemed like, I guess I was white and all the kids were white, and I was like, that makes sense to cheer for that team. That's embarrassing too. Oh, Stacey Ogman. Leitner. See, I loved JJ Redick when he was at Duke. That was my thing. Sheldon Williams, Okie kid right there. And I really enjoyed that group. But yeah, then I stopped watching like any games for a long, long time. Like, and then it would just be like, watch the tournament. And every tournament, you're like, Duke's number one. You know, I got a number one seed again and everything. So I kind of got used to that. What would Jason Williams have been like if it wasn't for a motorcycle accident? Well, we wouldn't get Jason Williams, the commentator, at the level we have, I think. So as much as I would have loved to see the basketball player Jason Williams, I really like the analyst Jason Williams at his level. He probably would have been a commentator, but I think made him rethink his stuff earlier. He was special. I think he was AI-esque, Russ-esque. You know what I mean? Somewhere in between Russ and AI. Not a big group of guys that you can say that about. All right, well, this game is winding down. 23-point win for the Thunder. Good to see Adrian Griffin and Coach Dagnall shaking hands. Great for Coach Griffin getting that opportunity after 15 years as an assistant coach. That's really cool. Dame and the new look Bucks, Timmy and Chet Holmgren gonna do the jersey swap. They're gonna wait to the real games. Probably gonna wait. All right, guys. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. The world is ours. Antonio, Sabbath, Kevin, Dan, Blake, all you guys. I could go on. This has been a long chat. You guys have been awesome. Thanks for hanging out. Catch you next time. Thunder up, bitches.